Oh, and we about to go. Uh-oh.
There we go.
All righty. The music didn't play. Let's see why. There we go. All right, here we go. We had some technical difficulties in the beginning, but we are here now. Welcome once again to another Create Your New Life business meeting and coaching. I am your host, Michael G. Davis, CEO, broker of Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm. Excited to be here another week. We are coming here to wrap up our time over the book shift. So we are going to jump in with that right here. Just ecstatic. I love when Tuesdays come. I love Tuesdays. Hopefully you guys love them just as much as I love them, So welcome, 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 welcome. So again, thank you for joining us. You're probably watching this on our YouTube channel, or somebody emailed it to you or texted to you, but we want to say thank you for checking us out. You know, we do these once a week, and as a firm, we are looking to grow our organization. So if you like anything that you hear, then we're going to give you some opportunities to see some links and things that you can click on to schedule. We do have some agents, an agent that's joined on with us today, Shawan. So, you know, some ground rules are, if you have something that you want to say, please feel free to chime in. You know, if you have questions, Shawan, please chime in. Take advantage of the opportunity. Me being here today, we got a jam-packed show, but it is going to be phenomenal. It's definitely going to be phenomenal. I always like to start the session off just giving everybody an opportunity to know how they can follow us or how they can engage with us. So let me share my screen. If you're on social media, we highly encourage you definitely to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because that's where you get the best view of us as an organization, as well as you'll get access to all of our previous Create Your New Lives and any other practical real estate information that we present. So we highly want to recommend you to do that. We're also on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and we even have a Facebook business page. So there is a way to connect with Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, and we encourage you to take advantage of it. So subscribe, like, follow, learn, and share if it's really working for you. All right. Also, just like what I spoke about earlier, as I'm talking and we really emphasize our one-on-one coaching and the power that comes from that, the walking you step by step and the guiding you to the results that you're looking for. And if you hear something that stands out, then I highly encourage you to go to this link, and let's schedule an online or in-person company introduction so I can talk to you more about what we have to offer, or we can talk to you more about what we have to offer. All right, and then the last thing is we offer CE credit through our real estate providership. Our Create Your New Life is one of the classes in partnership with our Continuing Education Institute that allows our agents to get 1 hour of CE credit. So Shawan, who's with us today, is going to be able to capitalize on her hour of CE. So when it's time to renew that license, she ain't got to worry about them elective CE credits, because she gets it from her broker. See how that works? See how we try to make life easier for those that are in partnership with us. So Shawan's going to be able to take advantage of that. All right, so now we are going to be talking about, just like what our title says, summing up the gift of the shift. So we've spent 10 sessions. This is our 11th session. We spent 10 sessions going over this book right here, right? Step by step. We've looked at all the tactics. We've looked at figures. We've looked at stories. I mean, we had a blast. So after this session, we're going to take it. We're going to package it together. We're going to create a playlist on our YouTube channel so everybody can access how we dissected Gary Keller's book, and so you can be able to take that information and you can apply it to making sure that you prepare yourself for not if the market shifts or not if things change, but when, right? It's going to happen. So since it's going to happen, position yourself so you can be in control of it. So we're going to sum that up. And in addition, we're going to talk about some other things. We're going to obviously talk about our weekly production. There's a couple of Brooks and Davis programs that we want to present. We got an event that I'm so excited about, this event that we have coming up on the 20th. So we're going to talk about that as well. And, you know, just a little preview of what our next session is going to be. Our next series, 10-part series, is going to be as it's coming up, right? So as you can see, it's a jam-packed session. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Now, I always start off with the quote. Whenever we send our marketing out, we attach a quote with it. That's a practice that I started maybe about 1.5 years ago. And the quote for today is actually from a Beyonce song. So yes, I'm a part of the Beehive. And the song, Freedom, it was on her Lemonade album. Matter of fact, Kendrick Lamar was a guest rapper on it. But as a part of the hook, she says, "I'ma keep running because a winner don't quit on himself," right? And I thought that was perfect for what we've been talking about, dealing with tough times, right? We know they're going to happen. As long as you don't quit, you're going to make it to the other side. And that's really what it's all about, right? At the end of the day, you are a winner. We are winners. We are professionals. We are successful, right? And if we are those things, then our behaviors line up with that. So, like Beyonce said, if you're a winner, you got to keep running. You got to keep pushing, no matter the boundaries, no matter the challenges. You got to keep pressing through because winners don't quit on themselves, right? So thank you, B. Appreciate it. Appreciate B. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into some company business before we get into our training. So every week we do a moment in core. And a moment in core is where we deal with a piece of our core ideology that makes up Brooks and Davis real estate firm. So and our core ideology is made up of three main elements. It's our big, hairy, audacious goal. So it's our core goal. It's our core mission, which we focus on, in essence, what our goal is each and every day. And then our core values. So we have 5 core values. So one of the core values that we're going to emphasize today has to do with always giving our best and every day making our best better. Now, that value has all to do about ensuring that when you step on the field, right? We love using sports analogies because of the competitive connotations that come with it, right? When you step on the field, you got to make sure that you're coming with 150%, right? 151, 52, 53%, right? And that's what always giving your best is all about, right? So that's the first part of it. When you wake up, when you approach this business, when you decide today is the day, I'm going to go after it. You're going after it with everything you got. That's what we do here at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. That's the kind of culture that we're a part of, right? That's the first part, all right? The second part is not resting on your laurels, because the reality is what is your best today better not be your best tomorrow. Because if there is no growth, there is no such thing as a plateau. If you're not growing, you're dying. You're going the opposite direction. So that second part is about making sure that your best is an ever moving target, right? So today it may be my best, but every day I got to make my best better. every day I got to make myself more valuable. I have to make what I bring to the marketplace as a real estate professional more and better and more valuable, because what determines how you're compensated by the market, how the market determines you're compensated, is based on how much value you bring to the marketplace. So every day you got to make sure that you're bringing more and more value to the marketplace. All right. So that's our core, our moment in core for today. All right. Now we also look at our production. So let's check out some production numbers over the last week and congratulate those individuals that are in our top 3. So we are steadily increasing production, which is a great thing. I do know that there were a couple of transactions that are closing this week, and we love transactions because that means somebody's getting paid. I mean, we love closings. That means somebody's getting paid, somebody's getting a check. So we know we have some stuff coming off the board, but guess what? When things come off the board, we need to make sure that we're constantly adding things to the board. So right now, we're a little above 3 million on, moving up towards our goal of 5. And what that means is we want to be in a position to where we are maintaining at least $5 million worth of production in the pipeline, in the company pipeline at all times. So that's what we're working towards building up as an organization. So you see right now we're at 3.3 million, right? And then you can see how much commissionable payout is in that bucket of $3.3 million. Look, we like looking at the money because it's right there. So we like looking at it, and we're going to get to it. We're going to get that. We're going to get those commissions. I want to congratulate, we have some new production, so congratulations to Charity, which is one of our newest agents. Congratulations for getting a property in the pipeline under contract. We have Rick Davis as well, all adding production to the board. So congratulations, everyone. Our top 3 for the week, still kind of holding steady. It's Margaret Harrison's holding that #1 spot, and she's still adding stuff to the board. So way to go, Margaret. And then we have Mashana and Roy. So congratulations, everybody, on you all doing what y'all do to keep your business moving forward. Congratulations to our top 3. All right, I also want to highlight some new people that have come to the organization, that have come to the family. I want to welcome Ms. Tiffany Gibbs coming to the family. So glad to have her be a part of Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm. Extremely excited. So we definitely want to welcome Tiffany. We have a new affiliate, Mr. Maurice Lott. He's actually come to the office a couple of times this week because he's on fire, excited. He's going to be taking his exam on the 26th, so we got to give him some Brooks & Davis magic to make sure he passed that thing on the first time. Because that's what we do around here. We pass that test on the first time. We don't play games with old Trick and all the rest of them, paying all them test fees. We're going to pass it on the first time. So I'm going to get with Maurice the day or so before his test, sit with him, make sure that he's mentally ready to go after that test, man, and kick its ass. That is what he's going to do to that real estate exam. So welcome, Maurice. We're going to make sure he's ready to go. And we have 2 affiliates that have actually transitioned to agents, right? And we love when that happens, because to see people kind of go through that journey and to be a part of it, it's exciting. So I sat with both of these young ladies last week. They're raring to go. We're getting they're getting their orientation out of the way, and we're getting our coaching moving forward with them. But congratulations, Terry Kennedy. Congratulations, Quinn Goodlow, on going up against that test, passing it the first time, because that's what we do, passing it the first time. And now that Pandora box is open, and we're going to go and start attacking this real estate business and building the kind of business that these young ladies want. So want to welcome everybody to the family in all different levels, and we are going to continue to move this thing and push this thing forward. All right, so before we jump into our training, every now and again we'll pull up a property that we like to showcase, whether it's a property that is an in-office property, a corporate team property, or whether it's a property that one of our agents have. We do utilize this time with our Create Your New Life as a platform to highlight the listings that we have. So the property that we're going to highlight today is a corporate team listing, and it is located in City Park. City Park is a hot area of town. City Park is right in between the Beltway and 610, right on 288. So it's in the 288 corridor. So this is our property in City Park, 11844 Jellicoe Drive. All right. Like I said, it's off of 288. We always like to start off looking at some pictures. Right now we're listed a little bit above 180,000. Is where we're listed, 186,794. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath with 2.5 baths, about 1,600 square feet on an oversized lot. This is the front of it, right? Let's see what else we got going on. Pictures of the front. That's inside, so we know we got a nice living area with a dining. The kitchen's on the other side of that wall right there, so living and dining. That's a view from the kitchen, from the back of the kitchen. So the kitchen is right behind those stairs. Okay, all right, so then there goes the kitchen, right? So nice sized kitchen. Got some stainless steel appliances, stainless steel and black appliances. That's the entrance to the backyard. Another picture of the kitchen. So that's that dining area that's right on the side of the kitchen. With our stairs, so that's bedroom, 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 because we said it was 4 of them, right? 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. And then it's like a little, I kind of went past it, but it's like a little study area or an office that you can create, a little nook right on the top of the stairs that you can utilize. That is new carpet that's in there, and it's been recently updated, and everything is fresh on the inside of it. Now, like I said, it's on the 288 corridor. Owner financing is available. So if you know someone that may not can get traditional financing, but they have cash to put down, maybe 20% to put down, then we have a program that this home qualifies for where they can actually get it and utilize owner financing. You know, there is a video tour of the property. So, you know, video tours of our homes. So that's another, if you go to this link, the property link, and you can see the information is going to be on our website. It's also on our YouTube page. You can actually see someone doing a tour of the home, walking in and through the home. All right. And then that's just a flyer. It just talks about what comes with it, the facilities, and what all you can get with the home. So the property is under 200,000. So to get a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath for under 200,000 inside, you know, right outside the loop, I mean, that's a steal, because right now they're building houses in City Park for between 250 and 300. So to get a home, you know, 4-bedroom home for under 200,000. That's saying a lot, right? So with that being said, let's come together. Let's work together to get this house sold. Again, if you have a buyer, somebody that's looking to be in that affordable range, under 200,000, have access to 610 if they go north on 288, to have access to the Beltway if they go south on 288. And then you got 288 right there. I mean, you can go wherever you want from this location. And what do they say about the real estate? Location, location, location. So this house has the perfect location. Again, it's 11844 Jellicoe Drive. We have the property link that you can see it on our website, brooksanddavis.com, or you can go to this property link. Let me share my whiteboard with you. Let's see, don't worry about that. Get rid of that. All right. Or you can go to this property link, t.l 11844. So if you go to that link, then you will, oh, yeah, I probably can't see it. Boom. If you go to that link, then you will be able to view everything that I just showed you before. So boom, let's sell it. Sell it, sell it, sell it. All right, so let's go ahead and look at, there's a proprietary program, right? So, you know, that's something that we're proud of. We like to showcase every week. The programs that we do and that we offer to our agents, they're numerous. So because they're so numerous, we created a mural to showcase to everybody. And we're always looking to add things to our mural. But every time we spend time together once a week, we highlight one of our proprietary programs. So the one that we're going to be looking at today has to do with our BDREF digital lead generation system. Right? It's powered by Trello. Yes, we give leads. Right? So, and I'm going to show you how to get to the lead generation system. I'm going to show you how to get to the information that shows you how to get to the lead generation system. I'm going to show you all that. We're about to talk about that now. But yes, we do give leads. Now, are they the best leads? Are they grade A leads? No, they're not grade A leads, right? Because the best leads, when it comes to quality, are leads that you're able to generate. And the reason that those are the best leads is because you've already built a level of rapport, because they're either a repeat client or they've been referred by somebody. So that level of rapport and trust is already there. You just got to show them that you're competent. But these kind of leads, there is no rapport. They're cold leads. So you got to warm them up. So that's why they're not the best quality leads. But they are excellent for learning how to convert. So these leads are perfect for lead conversion and becoming more skilled in converting leads. And yes, they are free. And so let me show you how to get to those leads. So all of our commission split agents have access to their Success in Real Estate machine. It's an online software that you all have access to, right? And inside of that online software, it's a host of information that of videos that speaks to the 6 skill sets of our our Real to Success funnel. So if you haven't got your login, let us know. We'll make sure we get that to you. Because to get to what I just showed you, the lead generation system, you go to skill set number 1 on there, and you scroll down, you click on downloads, and then on this link, it takes you to a digital folder inside a drive. Now, once you get to that digital folder, and this folder has a host of lead generating options and recommendations and tools. So from scripts to templates to all kind of stuff. Well, here is a copy of what's speaking about the new BDREF lead generation system. So it talks to you about how to get signed up, how to get set up, and so you can gain access to it, right? Once you gain access, then you will be able to, then you will be able to participate in accessing the leads. Now let's see, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. All right, so I'm logging in. So now what I'm doing is I'm logging into Trello. See if I can get it. So I can show it to you. So I showed you how to get to the information to get to it, and now I'm going to show it to you. All right. All right, so boom. So you get here, it's Trello. You look for leads, leads, and more leads, which is what you're going to have. And then once you log into leads, leads, and more leads, then you're going to get access to the system. So again, here's another, it talks about how it works. So you can click on that same PDF that I showed you. Also, there's some frequently asked questions or help that you can deal with. That's connected. And then here are the leads. So all of these leads have not even been called. They haven't been called yet. So when we say that there are leads, we have leads in here for you to call. And not only are there leads that are first-time leads that haven't been called before, we also have leads that have been called before, because we don't leave voicemails. So these two lines are fair game for everybody. And these are individuals that said they were looking to purchase a home. All right. So then we have assigned leads. So these are leads that have been assigned that an agent has picked up. And then we have investor leads. And if you speak Spanish, we have even Spanish leads. So we have all of that that you have access to, that you get at no cost, just being a part of the Brooks & Davis real estate firm family, La Familia. All right, so that's our lead generation program. Shawan, I bet you ain't know we even had that, did you? You didn't even know we had that. Now
well,
you know.
On a previous
you
one,
was on here with us.
Yeah.
All right, so for the rest of our time, we are going to be going into our training. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I almost forgot to mention the thing that I'm most excited about. What's going on with me? Gotta get it together. So one more thing before we get into our training. February 20th, we are going to be partying like it's 1999. We have completely remodeled and revamped our office. Our corporate office is no longer an office. It is now our coaching and training center, right? Or CNT Center for short. And on February 20th, we are going to reveal it to the world. So we have some collaborators that's working with us on it from a marketing standpoint. BRP as Title, The Mortgage Man with Blackstone Mortgage, Cinch Home Warranty, and JP's Real Estate Inspections are all collaborators with us on this event as we spread it out to as many real estate professionals as possible. We want to get 300 or more people to come through our facility and check it out on that day. So we are marketing like crazy, baby. Like, we sent out mails, emails. We've been on podcasts about it. We went to events and passed out flyers. I have another 2,400 handouts coming. So, you know, there's an open call for any of our agents if they want to attend events. We have a list of events that are upcoming leading up to the 20th. And we're going to be unleashing our army out there to go talk to people and encourage them to come see our new coaching and training center. Come spend some time with myself, talk about the new one-on-one coaching that we have in our new environment and our culture, to meet some of our agents, because we are working towards growth and growing our firm. We have a goal of getting to 101 agents, and I know we're going to hit it with gangbusters. So I'm excited about this new facility and the capabilities of it. I mean, we've been using it, even though we haven't officially launched it yet, and it's not 100% done. We have been using it for what it was originally designed for. We will have refreshments. They will be served, and it's going to be a phenomenal time and an opportunity. Like I said, I am excited about it. I'm so excited. Can't even contain it for what we're going to have in, say, the next 9 days, because it'll be next Thursday. All right? Boom! That was that. If you're interested in going, you got to reserve your spot. So make sure you go to that RSVP link so we can make sure that we capture your spot, right? And again, for my Brooks & Davis agents, this is an opportunity. Invite people that you know, get them to come. They sign up with our firm. You're able to capitalize on our Realtor Recruitment Rally, which gives you that override, that mailbox money, that portion of what that agent produces to the company. You get a portion of it. So in essence, you become a partner with your broker on the revenue that the agent produces, just because you mentioned to them about our firm and they decided to make the best decision they could ever make, which is allowing us to be their broker. So this is an opportunity for you to take advantage of that. All right, now we're getting into our coaching. Well, our training for the day. Like I said, we're going to close our shift. And that's, that's cool. That's cool. It's funny to be, the fact that we started this journey back in 2019, some time ago, with the very first session. And now we've come to the end. All right. So today we're going to kind of finish up with the gift of the shift, which was Gary closing out the book, right? He mentioned some things about successful people, and he mentioned things about shift, right? What he was saying is that successful people, they always, continuously, and relentlessly, they're always changing, period. They never become comfortable in the status quo. They understand that you cannot find any comfort in things being stagnant. You have to become comfortable in change and being able to navigate and maneuver change, because change is where the magic happens. Everything that you want to achieve out of your business, it happens in that environment of change. Change promotes and it encourages the best of you, because for you to be able to navigate that change, you have to become a higher version of yourself to be able to achieve it. So he talks about high achievers and how they're always changing, they're always altering, they're always adjusting things, right? Always living on the edge, because that's what fuels those individuals. Whether you're in a buyer's market or a seller's market, at the end of the day, the issues are the same. Is it a good market to sell real estate? We're going to get that, man. I went to church on Sunday, and one of the deacons, the head of the deacon, asked me, how's the real estate market? Is it a good market? Is it a bad market? Look, it is what it is. Do you want to buy a house? If you want to buy a house, then it's the market to buy a house in. If you don't want to buy a house, then you don't want to buy a house. Like, it's not about good or bad, right? That's like saying, and I use this analogy, I may have said it before. It's like saying, what kind of market is the grocery store market? Is it a good market or a bad market? Well, are you hungry? Like, it depends. If you're hungry, go buy some food. If you're not hungry, don't buy no food. Like, the real estate market is just like any other market. All right. So it's important that you understand that the issues are the same, that it doesn't matter, and you always want to continue to push forward. One of the things he says is that, we ask for these easy times, we ask for smooth markets and good times, but look, be careful what you wish for, because there's an old English proverb that says, a smooth sea never made a skillful mariner. I'll say it again. A smooth sea never made a skillful mariner. And what that means is that if you're going to be the best, like we talked about, every day bringing your best and making your best better, then you're going to need rough times. You're going to need tough times, because it is through those environments where you become better, right? Jim Rohn says it like this: don't ask for it to be easier, ask for you to be better. That's what he says. And that's why it's required that we have these tough times. Now, Gary gave us 12 tactics, and we're going to recap them before we finish today. He gave us the 12 tactics, and they're appropriate for when you've been shifted, like when something's been thrust upon you that you weren't expecting. Utilizing those tactics, they're appropriate for that. Or for when you choose to make a shift. You've decided that you need to make a change, and you're going to make an adjustment. Well, you can, again, utilize those 12 tactics to get you there. They're great for when you've been disrupted by the market or when you want to disrupt the market. See, you don't always have to be in a passive position, just allowing things to happen to you. You always want to be on the offense. You always want to be in control. And these tactics and being proactive is the way for that to happen. He also talks about, when mastering these tactics, you gain utmost control over your business. Just what I said. It's about control, and they help you control your business, right? One of the things that he says is you want to act your wage. right? Shift is all about acting your wage, meaning it's about doing those habits that achievers that make the kind of money that you want to make do. Identifying those behaviors, those kinds of behaviors. And even though you don't have the money, duplicating those behaviors. He says you must think and act like the individuals of the wage that they're earning. So if you want $100,000, you need to determine what do agents making $100,000 a year, what do they do, right? And I ain't talking about money spending, right? Because we like to use that as an excuse. Oh, well, they got, because they're doing this, they got the money to pay for this market. But look, what came first, the chicken or the egg, right? What came first, the money or the behaviors which produce the money? I'm gonna bet my dollar on it was the behaviors that they started doing the activities and the actions and the thinking, and then from that's when they began producing. So it says you need to think and act the wage you want before you earn it. I love this. He says average is as average does. If you want to do average work, you're going to get average results, right? Good is as good does. If you want just good results, then, if you're just going to do good work, then you're just going to get good results. And then great is as great does, right? If you want great results, then you got to do great work. And look, I'm going to add a level. Phenomenal is as phenomenal does. So if you want phenomenal results, then you got to every day think about what are those phenomenal activities and behaviors. Like you got to study success, and you got to study real estate success because that's the business that you're in. How do you bring value to the market? You got to study that because and once you determine it, and then once you bring it in a phenomenal way, that's when you get those phenomenal results, right? So what do you want? The choice is yours. What you do, he says, what you do is who you become, but I want to flip it, right? And this is something that we do in our coaching. Gary says what you do is who you become, but I say the opposite. I say who you become determines what you do, right? So you first must become a high achieving agent, right? Meaning mind, body, and soul. And then you'll begin to start behaving like one and doing those things, right? All right, so Gary sums it up with talking about failing. He says we fail our way to success, and which is, I agree with it wholeheartedly. He says that everyone fails. Everyone. How y'all feel about that? Everyone fails? No, Bill Gates ain't never failed, richest man. Warren Buffett, he ain't never failed. Beyonce, I was giving my shout out to B earlier. She ain't never failed. Yes, everybody fails. Everybody. The difference is that the ones who succeed eventually, I'm going to use that word, eventually succeed, are the ones who keep going. The one who we consider failures are the ones that stopped, right? So guess what? Guess what the good news is? Just like Beyonce said, I'm going to keep running because a winner never quit on himself. You don't have to be a failure, ever. You just got to keep running. You just got to keep going. As long as you keep going, then it protects you from being a failure, right? And then he says, when it comes to success, like when you succeed, you do an Endzone Dance and you celebrate, right? When we make it happen, then we do a happy dance, we dab, we do all of that, right? That's what you should do when you succeed. You should pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a self high five, right? And rest in that energy. But you got to understand that you don't always win. So when you lose, you seek to find out what happened, right? You learn from it, you learn from that mistake, and then you continue to push forward. So for failure, mistakes, they are valuable. And you never waste a mistake, ever, right? I remember a story about Andrew Carnegie and Charles Schwab. At one point, Andrew Carnegie was the richest man ever, right? And as a part of his organization, he had a guy that was working for him, and that guy cost his company $1 million. That guy made $1 million mistake. And I know y'all, if you was the CEO of a company and a guy cost you $1 million, I know y'all wouldn't let that man keep his job. Y'all would fire that man on the spot. But he didn't. He didn't fire the man. They said, well, why didn't you fire that man? He said, because guess what? That man's mistake cost me $1 million. I promise you, I can assure that he will never make that mistake again, right? So that $1 million that it cost, in essence, it was just a paid lesson, right? That man learned something. He learned something not to do. And I'm pretty sure if he applied the same principles that Gary talks about, that you gotta find out what happened, learn from it, and push forward. If that man did that, then I promise you, Andrew Carnegie's company was better for it. That's how we got to see mistakes. That's how we got to see mess ups. We too busy trying to avoid them, when the reality is that there are things you can control and there are things you can't control. So when a result happens that you really didn't have any control over, you, based on the information and the knowledge that you had, you went in that direction and it didn't work out. When that happens, use it as a learning opportunity to grow from. And when tough times hit in real estate, trust me, you're going to have many opportunities to make some mistakes and learn and grow from them. So when it's all said and done, you are going to be better, right? You are going to be better for it. All right. So that's how Gary wrapped it up. The book Shift, that's how he wrapped it up. That's the end of it. The 12 tactics, real quick, I want to just do a brief review of what we talked about, and then we're going to be done with Shift, and we're going to be done with the Create Your New Life for today. All right? So, these are the 12 tactics that Gary's talking about. All right? The 12 tactics for tough times. He talks about getting real, getting right, having the right mindset, and action. That was the very first tactic that Gary presented to us, right? And as you can see, I have our Real to Success funnel, where that relates or corresponds, because our Real to Success funnel corresponds with the 12 tactics that Gary talks about. Where it corresponds is the blue square. Now, guess what we've done? Because having the right mindset, taking the right action, having the right tools like Supra and HAR, like you got to have the right tools before you begin building a business. You got to have the right foundation. Well, what we've done and how we've enhanced our coaching is that we've taken mindset, we've taken action, we call it psychology, and now we've built our coaching around the psychology of what's going on. We believe as an organization that 80% of what's holding people back has nothing to do with what they don't know. They know the answers. They know what to do. It's they don't have the right psychology. Their psyche is off. Their mindset is off. So we've designed our process, right? And Shawan can co-sign with me on it because she's in the process. Matter of fact, we got a session today. She can co-sign on the fact that our process is designed around making sure you have the right mindset and the right strategies that you are executing on a daily basis, right? So that's what Gary talks about as the first tactic when dealing with tough times. But the great thing about these 12 tactics, you don't just have to wait till when it's tough times. This is what you should be doing, period. Every day, this is how you should design your business. All right, the next tactic, he talked about remargin your business, expense management. Like that was a lesson that I learned late in life, right? And expense management, again, that has to do with that blue square. We haven't even started the Real to Success funnel yet. We're still in the blue square when it comes to Gary's tactics. When he talks about expense management, he talks about it's not about how much money you make. It's not about how many commission checks that come in. It's about how much money do you keep. And if you don't have an eye on your expenses consistently, then you'll look up, and no matter how much money you make, it'll never be enough. You can make $50,000, it won't be enough. You make $100,000, it won't be enough. You make $200,000, it won't be enough. You make $300,000, it'll never be enough because you're not managing the money going out. And a lot of us get into that hamster wheel. You know, we don't realize until the end of the year how much money we ever made because of how? Tax time. That's when we find out. But when we reflect on the 12 months, it's like, man, but I felt like I was living like a poor man. Well, that's because you wasn't managing your expenses. So expense management is all about having a plan. I know personally, once a week, I look at what bills are due, what money is coming in. You know, he really should call this forecasting, right? Because expense management, he should say expense management and forecasting, because what you should really be doing is be able to see what your situation is going to be like 1, 2, 3 months in the future, right? So that's where all of that fits in tactic number 2, right? So then he goes into tactic number 3, which is do more with less. He talks about leverage, right? Leveraging systems for the most part, because you can leverage 2 things. You can leverage systems, you can leverage people. All right, what does leverage mean? Meaning utilizing other things to accomplish the result, right? So if you want a result, but you don't necessarily have to do it, you leverage something else. It comes from the word lever, right? So just like you use a lever, if there's a big boulder you want to pick up, well, the result is picking the boulder up. Now, you can go in there and try to pick it up yourself, but you ain't strong enough. So now you got the lever, and now the lever is picking the boulder up for you. It is achieving the result. So you can do that with systems and with people. With CRMs, that's where the CRM comes in, or customer relationship management system. You can do that with email things. You can do that with social media and the autonomy. There's many autonomous things that you can utilize when it comes to systems. And sometimes it's just a plain old checklist. Help keep you organized to ensure that you get organized. Man, some of the sweetest things are just from a good old pen and paper, and you sit down and designing a plan and just executing the plan, right? You'll be able to do, like he says, do more with less and leverage it. So that's the 3rd tactic. The 4th tactic, now we're jumping in lead generation and lead conversion, right? Now we're finally getting to the top of our funnel, which is skill set number 1. The first 3 tactics are in this blue square. All right, the 4th tactic, we begin talking about lead generation. And then that's when Gary talks about different ways and techniques on generating leads and ensuring that that becomes a point of being intentional, right? When it comes to your business. That every day you should be putting yourself in a position to generate leads every single day, not once a week, not once a month. Every day you should be doing activities that are having you generate leads. So he talks about that. And then he talks about the motivation, right? Making sure that you're not out there trying to motivate people that are not motivated, right? You're not here to motivate somebody to buy a house. You're not here to motivate somebody to sell a house, right? What you got to do is you got to find the people that are already motivated, and then you have to influence them to use you over somebody else, right? So if they ain't trying to sell their house, then say, okay, appreciate it. Do you know somebody that is? Right? But if they are trying to sell their house, then that's when you say, well, look, I'm the best thing since sliced bread. Can't nobody sell it but me. Right? Or whatever your sales presentation is. But the point is that you want to influence them through who you are and what you provide as a way to get them moving. But you don't want to motivate them. You just want to aid them with giving them the right information. So that was tactic number 4. Tactic number 5, lead conversion. Remember I talked about that earlier when it came to our digital lead generation system. Those leads are great for working on your skill of lead conversion. Because just because you generated the lead don't mean that they're going to be willing to sit down and have a conversation with you. So the point of any lead is to convince them to have an appointment, or a consultation is what we call it. So for us, lead conversion happens within skill sets 1 and 2, right? So that's where our holding pattern of follow-up, our follow-up protocol, that's where all of that comes in lead conversion. Because guess what? You're going to generate some leads that aren't ready right now, but they'll be ready in 30 days, or 90 days, or 60 days, or 6 months, or 9 months, or 12 months, or 2 years, or 3 years. Like, you're going to generate people now that aren't going to be ready later. So you got to make sure that you have the right follow-up protocol in place where you can stay top of mind, so when they become ready, you're there to take advantage of it. So all of that is in tactic number 5, lead conversion, and in the follow-up protocol. So then tactic number 6 is catch people in your web. So now Gary talks about internet lead generation and lead conversion. And at the end of the day, when it comes to marketing, it's 2 things. It's offer and response, right? So, it's message and method. That's what it is when it comes to marketing, right? So when you decide that you're going to do something, the first thing you got to do is come up with the right message, right? Once you come up with the right message, then you have to determine the method that you're going to utilize for that, right? So, as an example, people say, well, I want to promote on social media. All right. Well, social media is just a method. It's a vehicle. But if you haven't come up with the right message, your money just gone, right? It ain't gonna work, right? We spent money to send mail outs to people to come to our event, right? That's just a method that we mailed those envelopes and those personal invites. But before we did that and before we spent the money, we had to make sure we had the right message, that we came up with a message that we figured out was going to be effective, right? And if we didn't do that, then guess what? We just wasted our money. We just wasted our time. So it's all about message, and you got to have both of them if you have any chance of being successful in your marketing. So when it comes to tactic number 6, and it comes about utilizing the internet, understand that the internet is just a method, and without the right message, it's all for nothing. You're just wasting your time. Even with it being free, you're just wasting your time, okay? Tactic number 7, he talks about pricing ahead of the market. So that's when we get into you having a client, right? So with tactic number 7, we've had the consultation, we've met, they've hired you, because Gary really doesn't deal with the sales presentation. He doesn't deal with the consultation. So for us, skill set number 3 for us is about getting the consultation scheduled, and skill set number 4 is about being successful during the consultation, like getting them to hire you, turning customers into clients. So that's skill set number 4 for us. So Gary really doesn't spend a lot of time with that in the book, but for us, that's skill set 3 and 4. All right. So now with his tactic number 7, he's jumping to skill set number 5, which is getting your client under contract. So when he talks about pricing ahead of the market, he has a seller client, and now he's working to get that seller client under contract, if that makes sense, right? So in that tactic, he just talks about how pricing is extremely important, and it's even more important during a shift, right? You want to position sellers to be able to get their house sold. You convincing somebody to give you a listing just by telling them whatever they want to hear, but knowing under those conditions it'll never sell, is a waste of your time and a waste of their time. And if they want to waste their time, you shouldn't let them force you into wasting your time, right? So making sure that y'all get on the same page about the price and putting the property in a position for it to sell is key. And that's what Gary talks about in tactic number 7. And then in tactic number 8, still dealing with his seller client, pricing is important, but presentation is just as important, right? Condition is just as important. So in that tactic, he talks about making sure that the property, the home that you have out on the market, that it presents the right way. That, you can utilize staging, but you can utilize it being clean. You can utilize repairs being done. But you want to offer those whether your seller takes advantage of it or not. You just got to make sure that they understand the ramifications of if they don't follow your advice. But you as the professional got to make sure that they have the best information to make whatever decisions that they want to make. And the best information is do what you can to make sure that your property stands out above the competition, right? And that's what he talks about in tactic number 8. Tactic number 9, he talks about, now we're talking about the buyer client, right? So as you can see, tactics 7, 8, and 9 have to do with our skill set number 5, getting the client under contract. He talks about creating urgency. He talks about how buyers become reluctant, especially in a tough market. It's kind of what defines what will be considered a tough market, when buyers are afraid, because any market is about supply and demand. So if sellers, nothing really spooks sellers from putting their houses on the market, so you're always going to have inventory. The problem is that when the buyers decide to sit on the sidelines, then now you have too much inventory, right? And that fear has now got in there. Well, Gary talks about how to deal with that fear and how to overcome that fear and how to assist buyers in continuing to move forward with what they want to do. Because guess what? The best time for a buyer to buy a house is during tough times, is during a buyer's market. That's what kind of defines a buyer's market, where there's more houses for sale than there are buyers in the market. That means the buyer has all the leverage. He has all the negotiation power. But most buyers, that's when they're afraid the most, is in a buyer's market, right? So Gary talks about how to help them deal with that reluctance, all right? So then tactic number 10, Gary talks about creative financing, utilizing other ways to finance versus just a traditional FHA, conventional VA. Like, there are so many options out there that can help people get into homes. You know, we talked about a house that we have today, and we're offering owner financing, right? There are a lot of creative ways and financing options to get things done. So Gary talks about that in tactic 10. Then tactic 11, he talks about mastering the market of the moment. That's where he spent time talking about short sales, foreclosures, and REOs. This was more relevant back in 2009 when he wrote the book. 2020, not so much. But even with me saying that, there is still a market. There are still people needing to do short sales. There are still people needing, there's still foreclosures in the market. If that's a niche that you want to create, that opportunity is still there, all right? But again, back when he wrote the book, there was a lot more opportunity when it came to those markets, all right? And then the last tactic, before we shut it down, had to do with bulletproofing the transaction. So when it comes to our Realtor Success Funnel, that's skill set number 6, and that's getting the contract closed. And one of the things that I always want to point out has to do with these gaps that's in the funnel. Because these gaps, what they're there for, because as you introduce somebody in the funnel, there are these different areas where the deal can bust out and it can fall through. And notice how as you move down the funnel, the gaps get bigger. And they're the biggest between contract and close. Because if you lose the deal after it's gotten under contract, and trust me, there's going to be plenty opportunity for you to lose a deal, plenty. So you got to be proactive, vigilant once you get it under contract. If that happens, look at all the energy and effort that you had to put in just to get to that point, and guess what? You don't get nothing for it. You don't get paid. We don't get paid until we become successful, right? So that means if anything happens prior to you getting to this point, all your time, all your money, all that stuff's gone, right? So that's why he says bulletproof it. I love that. I love the fact that he said bulletproof the transaction, because that means people out there shooting at it. And people going to be shooting at your transactions, trying to kill them. Even people that's a part of the transaction, that can benefit from the transaction, they going to kill it. And it's crazy. I was on the phone today with one of our agents, coaching through a situation with the listing agent and the seller, and they are self-sabotaging the deal. They are preventing themselves from achieving their goal of selling a house. But you're going to see that. So because of it, you got to have issues and you got to have solutions. You got to have a system around how to handle those things and make sure that you're vigilant and you're proactive. And Gary spends a great amount of time with that. In my opinion, I feel like that is the most important chapter of the book, because that chapter right there is something that you definitely need to take with you throughout all of your business when it comes to your transactions. So it'll decrease, it'll increase your closing ratios. Because the worst feeling that you can have is when a deal busts out and it's been under contract and you thought it was closing. You already counting the money. It's the worst feeling that you can have. All right. So those are the 12 tactics. I've compared it to our Realtor Success Funnel. It was a great time, great information. Like I said, we're going to take it. We're going to put it in a series to make it real easy for everybody so y'all can go through each video, each session, because I went in detail in subsequent sessions about each one of those. I just gave the overview, but I went in detail on the other ones. So I think it will be great. Get the book, read the book, take notes, study it, right? That's all I did. This is an excellent resource to help you grow your business, all right? So with that being said, the last thing we're going to do is just kind of highlight what we're going to be talking about, what's coming up. So what's coming up, I told you I was going to give you a preview. It's actually been behind me the whole time. This is where we're going, people. Negotiation. Negotiation, right? This right here is this is going to put your business and your skill set on overdrive. You're going to be on steroids as a salesperson when we internalize this book right here. Never split the difference, right? So this is what our next 10 sessions are going to be over. Chris Voss, he did an excellent, he's a contrarian when it comes to some of the negotiating rhetoric that you may see in the market. And I've read it all. So when I read this book and started looking at the techniques that he was given, I was completely blown away. So I know it's going to revolutionize your business, and that's why I felt the need that this be the next thing that we go through. All right? So this is coming up. Never split the difference. We're going to do a 10-part series on that. If you want, I would encourage you to get the book. Go ahead and get the book. Begin reading the book, and it'll further solidify put it into you. I've already read the book 3 times. I read Shift 3 times because, look, you got to study these things. Even if you look in the book, you see my highlights. I don't just read it. I study it. I internalize it. We gotta get to the bottom of this thing, right? So we can begin to execute. So that's where we're going. With that being said, I know I'm gonna see you today at 4 o'clock, Shay. But do you have any coaching, anything that you need right now that you want to deal with, or are we just gonna wait till 4? Or are you good right now?
No, like right now, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good right now. Yeah.
You good?
Very good information. So no, I'm good.
Oh, Shay, hold on, Shay, you muted, baby. Hold on, let me unmute you. Hold on. All right, let me see. I muted you. Oh no, it's not you. It's me. It's me. It's operator error.
Oh.
I turn my music down. All right, say that again, Shay.
Oh, okay.
So you got anything, or are you good for now?
No, I just said no. I'm good. You know, the information was pretty good. Yeah, I'm good for now. Good for now. I'll be thinking between now and 4 o'clock.
Absolutely. And you did. I think you did tell me once before you bought this book, right? Or you have this book. You're gonna read it. I say read the book. You got it already. I said you had this book, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I read it.
Yeah, I've had it for a while.
Study it.
Secondly, I want to, of course, read Shift. Yeah.
Yes. Study it. All right. Perfect. All right. Well, I'll see you at 4 o'clock. I'll see you at 4 o'clock. All right. And then before I wrap things up, I always like to end it with just showing. But I always like to end it with just kind of reminding everybody, you know, we have the CE credit that you can get by being a part of it. It's just a matter of being logged on and me being able to see you and staying online the whole time. So just like Shay she just received her 1 hour of CE credit. So we're going to document that on Friday. Also, if you feel like you're in this business and you're not getting the attention that you need one-on-one coaching to take you to the next level. You need insights you need to deal with the psychology. You need to deal with your mindset. You know the information, you know this business, but you're still not achieving the results and the goals that you want, then you need to click on that link and you need to schedule an appointment, an online appointment or an in-person appointment with me immediately so we can get to the bottom of it. We do this for our agents. We also do it for our affiliates. So people that are not even licensed yet, we deal with the psychology of what may be preventing them from passing the exam. It's all about mind frame. So if you feel like you need this, maybe you're not even licensed yet, but you're enrolled in at least one class, schedule an online or in-person company introduction with me because we have something for you as well. All right? And then the last thing is follow us. We're on social media. We're easy to connect to. We're easy to see. We got our YouTube channel. We're on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. Every week we send great content, maybe multiple times a week. We're putting substance out there on the internet, on coaching, concepts, tips, all kind of things. So subscribe, like, follow so you can learn. And then as you learn and you grow, then you can share. With that being said, we are done. Yay!
All right.
Shay, I'm going to see you in a little bit, but let me get my music going so we can bob our head up out of here together.
Okay.
No, we are done. We are done for today, February 11, 2020. We got another one in the book. We wrapped up our series on shift, right? We talked about our CNT Center reveal that we are extremely excited about. So come see us on the 20th. Come see us. Come check us out. Help me sell my property on Jellicoe. Let's go. It's 4-bedroom, under 200,000. Come on, I know y'all got buyers for it. But with that being said, we're out of this piece. I'm your host, Michael G. Davis, CEO, broker, Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm. Loving it, loving life, right? Looking to coach you into the cosmos. It's time to take off. We'll talk soon. Y'all have a good one.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
What up?